Today we'll be discussing about strings in Python. Hello and welcome to this particular video, which is about Python string formatters. So sometimes you may want to print variables along with the strings. These variables may or may not contain string values. They may contain int values or float values. So you can use commas or use string formatters for the same. Suppose the variable is city, which has a string value Indore. So you want to print a string which has age : as its characters. Then you want to print the numeric value, which is 21. So you will separate it with comma, and then you will again put a comma over here, and then you want to type in city : and again print this city variable along with the city. So this is how you can use commas and print the variables as well as other numeric, float or some other values along with the strings, because you cannot concatenate them using the plus operator. Another method is using f strings. So the letter f precedes the string and the variables are mentioned in curly braces in their places. So for example, name equals to Ayushi. So while printing, I'll be using the f character, then starting my string, which is it isn't Ayushi's birthday. So instead of Ayushi, I have to use the name variable. So I'll place the name in curly braces and then print it. Notice that because we wanted to use two single quotes in this string over here, that is for isn't and for names, so these single quotes have to be used. So we delimited this entire string using double quotes. So let's use the comma and f string formatters in our Spyder IDE and see. Hello, let's see how string formatters work in Python using our Spyder IDE. So the first method is using commas. For that I have declared a string OCC which contains coding as its value. So now let me print this using commas. So if I'll declare a string which is I am good at, and then just give a comma, it will create a blank automatically, blank space, and then write OCC. So it's giving me I am good at coding over here as the result. Now I can achieve this similar thing using f method. So what I can do is print, use this f, then declare I am good at. Okay, so let me go over here, I am good at, and place a placeholder over here and fill it with OCC. So I'm good at coding is getting printed. So I'll show you another example using the f method. So suppose I want to print my name is Divya. So in single quotes also I can achieve the same result, but first I'll have to use this f over here, and then okay, my name is, give a placeholder and type in the variable name, and then use f5. So my name is Divya. So this is how string formatting can be achieved by commas and f method. In this video, we'll be using another method for string formatters, which is the format method itself. So it succeeds the string. That small f was coming before the string, but this format method comes after you have written the string and has the variables as arguments in curly braces. So in the string, use curly braces to posit the variables. So this is how it's done. And inside the curly braces, you can put numbers 0, 1 or the variables as well. So suppose you have declared a variable which is Python, and now you want to print I love Python. So you can use this format method, which is dot format, and you can put a over here because you want this a to be printed in this position. So this position you are reserving by using curly braces and putting in numbers like 0, 1, -1 and so on. So this will print I love Python. Now suppose you do not want to declare the variables beforehand, but you want to declare them inside the print statement. So you must assign values to the variables in the format method. So this is very important. This A should not go blank. And the variables do not have to be defined before the print statement. So this is how it's done. So you just have to write this position over here. Now you cannot use numbers, but you will use the variable name itself, and also use this format method where you'll define the variable now. First you're declaring over here and reserving its position. Now you're declaring over here A equals to Python, and I love Python is getting printed. So the next method is using the percent operator. The percent operator goes where the variables go in the string. So %s is for using the string. What follows the string is the operator. So suppose A equals to Python, B equals to Java. Both are the strings that we have declared. And now I want to print this. So I'll simply use this %s for reserving A and %s for reserving B. And in parentheses, I'll be declaring A comma B along with a %. So I love Python and Java is getting printed. You can also use %d if you want to print integers along with the strings, %f if you want to print floating point numbers along with the string. So let's code in our Spyder IDE and see. Hello, let's see how string formatters work in Python using our Spyder IDE. So in this video, we'll be using the format method. So for that, I have declared 3 variables, which are quantity, item number, and price. So quantity has this value 3, item number 567, and the price is 49.95. So then I have declared a string my order. So I want these many pieces of item with a placeholder for a placeholder $. So I'll be using the format method on this string. So dot format, and then to this placeholder I'm saying assign the variable quantity, to this placeholder assign item number, to this third placeholder assign the variable price. So let's see. So it's getting printed. I want 3 pieces of item 567 for $49.95. So what if to these placeholders I am putting in these values 0, 1 and 2, and then again the same result is getting achieved. So format method does what? It assigns the 0 placeholder to this variable quantity, 1 placeholder to this variable item number, and 2 for this price in the order in which they have been declared inside this format method. So it assigns indices to these variables, and then accordingly in these placeholders they are getting printed. What if we change 0, 1, 2? So what if we change the placeholders? So as I have given an example over here. So now I have not assigned 0 to this first placeholder but 2. So price will be getting printed. I want to pay price dollars for 0 pieces, which means the quantity will be getting printed in this placeholder of item 1. So item number will be getting printed over here. So I have changed my string and accordingly the placeholders. But the format method I have declared in a similar fashion. So let me print this out, and I'm getting I want to pay $49.95 for 567. Sorry, for the quantity for 3 pieces of item 567 is getting printed. So what if in the format I do not want to declare the variables beforehand, but in the format method itself I want to create variables and then place them in the placeholder, a very shorthand way of doing it. So suppose I have created this string, I want placeholders, I have put in over here. So I'm not using 0, 1, 2 anymore because I have not declared these variables beforehand, but I'm declaring these inside the format method. So num equals to 5, fruit equals to mangoes. Then I'm using the variable names itself in these placeholders. So I want 5 mangoes. Suppose this will be getting printed. Okay. So either declare the variables beforehand or create the variables and then use their names inside the placeholders. So this is how you achieve string formatting using the format method. So let me comment this whole thing out and move on to percent operator. So for this, I have created 3 variables, which is name, age and money, and I've assigned them the values Sita, the age 22, money 15.55. So suppose I want to print percent, that is Sita's age is 22. So I have used the %s operator over here because I want to use a string, and %d operator over here because I want to use an integer, and then %f over here because I want to use a float value. And then after the string is getting finished, I'm using the % operator again, and in parentheses I'm declaring the variables I want to use, so name, age and money, in accordance with how they have been placed over here in %s, %d, %f, and in the similar fashion these are being declared over here. So Sita's age is 22 and she has $15.55 with her, is getting printed. Thank you for watching.